much have you enjoyed your first tour to Pakistan?
Yeah, it's been an interesting tour. It's a shame that we haven't been able to get out of the hotels, but the people here have been so nice to us, and we've experienced obviously 3 different cities now, and I've enjoyed every one of them, so it's been good.
Can I take you back, before we get on to the cricket here, can I take you back to that difficult period in your career? Everyone goes through it, but your difficult period was between Hobart Test match and the Manchester Test match, for your 9th and 10th Test match. How troublesome was it for you, that period?
Yeah, it was tough. There were days when I didn't think I was going to play cricket anymore. I would get back to full fitness and then play one game and my back would spasm again. I trained really hard in that period, and just unfortunate, I suppose, that I couldn't get back on the park. It took a lot of scans and a few injections to get myself back into the right place. And with the help of the England medical staff, Jimmy, Stokesy, Baz, I've got myself back into a really good place and now thriving in this environment.
John Lewis, after that Hobart Test match, was fairly critical of you openly in the press, in the media, about your fitness levels. Do you think that was warranted? Do you think that was right? Do you think that was the kick up the backside you needed?
I don't think I've ever needed a kick up the backside. I've known what I needed to do. But I think people don't understand county cricket is very different from international cricket, and it just maybe took me too long to get myself where I needed to be for international cricket. And the other side of that, me and John Lewis had a very honest relationship. I knew what he said was true before he came out in public and said it. We'd already had that conversation. So it felt harsh at the time, but in reality I think it definitely helped me get into this place that I'm at now. Obviously the injuries didn't help off the back of that, but I think now it's all looking up.
It's an interesting point, because there's a lot of discussion at the moment about county cricket and scheduling and how much cricket. Is it a reflection as a bowler, because of the amount of cricket you play, it's very difficult to do the fitness side of things? You play, travel, or do you look at yourself and think, you know what, I should have done a bit more for fitness?
I think it's a combination of both. I think county cricket, like you say, you don't get many days where you can train between 4-day games or T20s. It is 4-day cricket and then travel. I think I've learned since being in this environment, that you have a lot more time to train and get your body ready for the next Test match. Jimmy's been someone who's been doing it for 20 years, and I've looked up to him since I've been in this environment, and he's really helped me over the last 12 months to get myself into this place. So I've definitely found that international cricket allows you to train more than county cricket.
So you came back in for that Manchester Test match, but before that you'd played a Lions Test match. And Ben Stokes said he had a trip to London with his wife and he was watching you on YouTube. How nice is it that the England captain is keeping an eye on you? And he spoke to you, and he said he was positive and firm, but told you what you needed to hear.
Yeah, so before the New Zealand Test squad got announced, we had an honest conversation. I knew in my head that I wasn't ready, but obviously I was desperate to play for England. And Stokes told me what I had to do. I had to back up a couple of games of cricket in order to get selected. So it was just a matter of playing a couple of games of cricket, getting 100% fit and showing him, Baz, that I could play Test cricket again. But we spoke every few weeks, and the confidence that he gave me in his conversations was great. I feel like the relationship that we have is very, very good, very close, and to have his backing all the way through the summer, even when I was injured, was more than I could ask for.
And your asset with your height and your bounce for Manchester and Oval, the 2 tests you played, completely different here. How have you had to adapt from those types of pitches to the low, slow pitches of Pindi and Multan?
Yeah, it's been an eye-opener, definitely. I feel like I've had to bowl harder than I've ever bowled before to get anything out of these wickets. It's been taxing on the body and taxing on the mind as well, to know that you have to turn up and bowl on these flat pitches every day. But I think me and Jimmy spoke before the series that if we could get any lateral movement with the ball, we knew that we were in the game. We're obviously so accurate that any mistake by the batter, we know that we can get a wicket. So for me, it's just been about keeping lateral movement more than bounce, maybe, which is what obviously happens in England. So I've just had to adapt my game slightly in that sense, and I've used the crease more, studied footage a bit more as well of batters, where their weaknesses are, and set slightly different fields to what I'd set in England. So it's been a great learner for me, really, and I feel like it's going to help me for the rest of my career.
And no Stuart Broad, added responsibility. You've enjoyed that responsibility?
Yeah, definitely. And I think, obviously, me and Jimmy haven't opened the bowling that much this series together, but to have Jimmy at the other end, it's just such a confidence booster for me, and we've always made sure at mid-off for one another. So yeah, it's been nice to have that responsibility and nice to stand up to it as well.